everything in life is vibration. Very, vibration frequency like Tesla in reality. And he also said, I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. That means, but if you always get what you always got, you will always get what you always got. So if you do things differently, you'll get a different result. And that's what this is all about this evening, in NLP terms, that is.
Hi there, Adrian here, and this is a video from a Zoom session that we do. We do these Zoom sessions every Sunday and we take questions and answers from the audience, some of our students, some of our members. We never know what questions are coming up, so I'm always excited to do these sessions and I hope to see you at one of them. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below and check out the other playlists that we have. Thank you, enjoy.
So please, you're always welcome on a Sunday evening at 5 o'clock. Come and join us and just learn little things that perhaps other people don't really want to learn, but maybe could learn and make their lives much more enjoyable. So we've got to be wise in what we wish for. The law of attraction, as you can see, is it's a form of vibration, it's a frequency. And as Tesla said, everything in life is energy, vibration, and frequency. So we have to, when we think about things, choose our thoughts very wisely, because with those thoughts, we actually attract things to us. Now, the law of attraction can be our best friend or our worst enemy. As Winston Churchill said, you can create your own universe as you go along. You can be a good universe, a bad universe, a crazy universe, a wonderful universe, a very happy universe. But it's how you think that creates that. And as Buddha says, what you think, you become, and what you feel, you attract, and what you imagine, you create. Very, very wise words. Now, many of you know I'm a great fan of Einstein, and in his life, he declared, everything in life is vibration. Very, vibration frequency like Tesla in reality. And he also said, I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. That means, but if you always get what you always got, you will always get what you always got. So if you do things differently, you'll get a different result. And that's what this is all about this evening, in NLP terms, that is. Now, during this session, we're going to tell the whole creation, the whole story 3 times. As I say, tell it once, tell it twice, tell it 3 times. But always tell it with good intent. This evening, with the community, we always wish the best for everyone. Nothing is malicious. But also listen in a way for you that is comfortable for your unconscious, subconscious, to accept what you feel is important for you. If it's not important or it's not good for you, your unconscious will not accept it. So, and also allow your unconscious state to encourage your conscious state to be able to assess it at a conscious level, but knowing that in your unconscious level, it's there anyway for you to bring to life when you want it. And also importantly, please allow your intuition to protect, encourage, and also guide you. Now, animals and humans were basically the same. Animals and humans, the sense of touch, taste, smell, sight, hearing. And we also have the fight or flight instinct, and also the inherent need for continuity, our DNA, whether that's created by lust or love, whatever it is, we always want the continuity of the species. But human privileges, now this is open to a little bit debate, but humans have the idea of perception, the will to do things, and also have the way to reason, and they have wonderful imaginations. And of course, we have a memory. Well, most people do, I don't, but most people do have a very good memory. And we're very fortunate to have our intuition, that if we focus on it, we can build it and allow everything to come in naturally from above and below and whatever it may be. One would say, of course, pigeons have intuition when they sort of go back to where they come from, but that's due to the way the magnetic forces work within their brain. Now, the law of attraction is a natural law of nature. And as you can see, it's here with us. It operates naturally, without exception. No matter what we're thinking, it affects something somewhere. And it's the blessing that we all have, We can all use it. Some people recognize it in a way that's useful to them, but some people are oblivious to it. So the results depend on our ability to utilize it. So it's there for us to utilize and to make useful, but we have to be able to somehow magic that process. But to achieve those results, we need to be able to understand, or even just accept it, or even just know it works. Now, sometimes our unconsciousness always queries things rather like a science. But in reality, the unconscious mind already knows how to do it. The unconscious mind is there to accept the process. And we're all naturally programmed to be able to get the best out of this. But it is our intent and the will of wanting to do something allows us to do it. So it's our intent and our will. Now, there's universal prerequisite in life, as there are in NLP terms as well. And we must remember life is full of abundance. And if we can tune into that abundance with the right vibrations, that abundance will naturally come to us. And it's something that is natural, and it is due to you as a human being that you, when you focus, you can achieve anything you want. So for this session also, I would like you, if you would please, to relax and accept whatever is useful to you during the process. And also perhaps be a bit like a child when you're learning things, just be in awe, have fun, enjoy it. And whatever comes to you at this moment, use it this moment or whenever you need to in the future. And because we have all unique and different ways of learning, we're going to run through different ways of explaining so that your unconscious picks up what is right for you. Because what is right for you is natural to you. And if it's natural, it's normal and useful and helpful. Now, this is a very important point. There's no need to know exactly how the law of attraction works. You just need to know the pragmatic elements that allows the law of attraction to work for you. And basically, we're all frequency, if you wish, and none of us can explain frequency as well, like Wi-Fi. How do we explain Wi-Fi? How does it come through the atmosphere, whatever the spheres? We just accept it, and that underlies all of our physiology. Now, those of you who may wish to actually make a screen capture of this, because it's something that may well be used in the future for your unconscious mind, just to refer back to allow your unconscious to pick up all the things we're touching on today. And there are 15 elements, if you wish, to the law of attraction. And I won't bother to read them to you, but you can see like attract likes all the way through to the power of and ability of receiving, the power of love, and the power of happiness and feeling good. And that is so important, really, to be happy, to feel good, and know that you can change anything you wish to change. Now, like attracts like, we know this, birds of a feather flock together and all this sort of thing. And people are the same as birds, really. We attract the same sort of people together in our groups of people, criminals, mix of criminals, spiritual people go to church or whatever it may be, or something like that. Anyway, like people attract the same sort of people. They either have similar goals, dreams, spiritual thoughts, or just a natural ability to bond together, because we all want to have community. Now, as we know, if we desire something, we generally are drawn to that person. But we need to know that we have to accept that desire, because if we have a desire and block it, it's not going to happen. But this is why we have the gift of imagination. Imagination is the most wonderful gift that we have as human beings. So there we go. Birds of a feather flock together. And those poor guys, I don't know what brought them together, but it seems to be an interesting situation. So we're like magnets, really. Now, thoughts become things. Now, we're only animals, but gifted with enhanced thoughts. And thinking is a blessing, as we say, to be cherished, and something that is a gift it's a complex gift that can be used to our own benefit and to the benefit of others. And thoughts are powerful, and any thought has to be created, and then that thought actually creates into material things. And as it says here, everything in the universe happens twice, firstly in the brain, and then in the being, Someone thought of this one day, and here it is. You have to be very careful what you wish for. Thought is the most powerful law. Your thoughts become things in your life. That could be good or bad. And thoughts create feelings. Our feelings and emotions are not only responses to the mind or the heart, the whole thing comes together. When you have mind, heart coherence, everything falls into place. And our feelings and emotions are, in actual fact, a response to just the small thoughts that happen within us. They're hardly noticeable, but they build into certain feelings and emotions. And this empowers us the ability to replace negative situations with positive ones. So we can change the way we feel, we change the situations we're in. So our thoughts are really very, very important to set the law of attraction in motion. So remember, it's how you feel, how you think, changes the feelings, changes the frequencies, changes the way the law of attraction works. Just a simple visual one there. Power of the mind. Now, some people don't really accept this, but they should. The situation is that there's enough abundance in the universe for everything and everyone. And as strange as it may seem to some people, everything exists in the universe as a form of consciousness. And that is manifests from a form of nothingness, believe it or not. And it is that nothingness that we create things from. Some say it's protons and photons, and that is the essence of our communication. Well, we could spend a week talking about this, but it's sort of a nothingness that exists that allows our communication, allows the Wi-Fi to happen, allows the radio waves to happen. It's just really, they're just there, but very difficult to explain. And from this nothingness, we can create experiences which conform to our desires, our imagination, and attention. But importantly, it is your intention that really makes a difference. So it's good intent, bad intent. Good intent is love, and love is the highest form of energy, which will come to later. And that carries through the intent in a positive and meaningful manner. Now, to some, this whole period of nothingness is known as the field of infinite possibilities. Some call it the field of unified field theory, rather. But personally, I like to call it the quantum theory, the quantum entanglement. That's Einstein's theory, where things that have the same frequency naturally attract each other. Interesting. So there we go. With the way we think, the way whatever, we attract things naturally to us. That frequency, some people will thought, because your thoughts change the frequency, and therefore you attract the frequency of those things to you. As we mentioned before, thought is a form of energy. And everything in the universe resonates with various frequencies. You and I, we're resonating at a frequency, different frequencies, but certain frequencies may be the same. And when those frequencies are the same, they attract each other. Now, there are all of us here together this evening. We've got to have something in common. We're interested in something, whatever that may be, that's attracted us because of the subject. So that's a frequency that brings us all together. It seems crazy. Well, some people say, well, it's an interest. Well, okay, an interest in frequency as well. But the higher the vibrational frequency or thoughts, the faster things happen. So if you love something intensely, it's going to happen more quickly than, oh, don't touch that. And when we continuously focus on the thoughts, the law of attraction commences. The whole thing commences. And it's always important to remember that love is one of the highest frequencies. It's not the highest frequency, but it's certainly one of the highest frequency on the way to enlightenment. Now, Bashar said, everything is energy. I'll read it. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency with the reality you want, and you cannot help but get the reality. There's no other way. This is not philosophy. It is physics. I hate to use the word science, that all went wrong. It is physics. So it's a reality. Many people of a religious background, always remember this, ask and you will receive. Now, this is not a religious thing at all. It is something that in reality is just is. That's the way it is. And no matter what religion or thought or spiritual way you look at things, or whichever way, it's a common factor for everyone. So, but always ask first and through your thoughts. So you think it first. You need to state clearly and specifically your desires and declare them to the universal energy, whatever you term that. I mean, it could be, some people say it's the universal law, that universal power. Some say Buddha, some say God, some say is, Muhammad, whoever, it is whatever you're comfortable with. No, but it's important to know the process, to know and feel that you have already accomplished what you want. So, for example, if you've just a simple thing, okay, if you want a car, you've got to imagine, you've got that car now, you're sitting in that car, you're feeling that car, you're very happy with that car, happy with the color. You've got to feel it, see it, touch it, everything. Get all those frequencies working together, and then you're able to manifest in a way that becomes real. But of course, the important thing is gratitude. Gratitude is one of the greatest gifts we have, and appreciation. If you show gratitude for having that, pretending you've already got it, or actually not pretending, that's the wrong word to use. If you know that you've already got it, it will come to you. So ask, believe in it, and receive. The good thing in life is, if you know that you are due something and you expect it, and you deserve that manifestation, it will happen. You have to have that belief. So, so important. And your expectation will change a probability into a possibility. And that possibility creates that whole reality. So you deserve the best. We all deserve the best in our own little way. And we deserve the best that the universe can give us for what we deserve as ourselves, as individuals. But also we deserve what we strongly desire. As long as we have good intent, that will come to us. But you have to, as you said before, you must feel it. Feel as though you've already received it. And if you feel you've already received it, and you feel that with intensity, that creates the situation where it happens more quickly. So, have only positive expectations and eliminate all doubt and replace it with a full expectation that you will receive what you're asking for. So it is that belief factor. Believe. Attention. So you need focus. Okay, you've got to focus on the result, the end result. Focus on what you really need. Focus on that desire, not the process. We've spoken about the outline of the structure. Don't focus on that. Focus on the desire. The outline of the structure gives us that conscious memory of what we're endeavoring to do. But the desire is the one that actually creates the situation, and that feeling, that sense of attachment, that intention. And if you remember, as we all know, where you focus your attention is where your energy is. That's really important, and that helps creating the manifestation in a way that's useful and important to you. Because there's no point manifesting for anyone else, because it won't happen as such. But it manifests for you because you strongly believe, you strongly can attach your focused attention to it. And if you absorb everything that's associated with that intention, that will attain your desired objective, but you have to focus on it, absorb everything. This is the whole absorption comes through this all the way through this frequency. So attend. I often wonder what they're looking at, actually. Excuse my voice, sorry. Yeah, it's okay. Everyone has to use their own imagination, but they certainly look intent. Belief and faith. Now, you don't have to be religious to have belief and faith in this situation, because believing in that positive manifestation is just as important as the expectation. So if you believe and expect, that desire will manifest. It may take time, so just be patient, but you must believe, you must have that belief and that expectation, and that will happen. It's a law of attraction. It is the law of nature, as we said originally. So belief and faith that will happen, that it will. Just a few quotes. Envision the future you desire, create the life of your dreams, see it, feel it, but importantly, believe it, believe. And whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's had your imagination coming to the fore again. But it's within yourself. We've all got imagination. Just some people have more imagination than others. But who's to say what is right, what is wrong? It's your imagination that counts, not someone else's imagination, is what you need to satisfy yourself and to improve yourself in the way you wish to improve yourself. Ask, expect, focus, attention, believe, and then receive. Very simple. In principle, it's just a question of doing it. So you must be congruent with what you're wishing to receive. That means, you'll be content, you've got to be tuned to everything that goes on. And at the same time, have the same intent and frequency. We always come back to the same feeling, don't we? Well, you'd say, instead of feelings, you'd say the same feeling, the same thought, the same attraction that desire brings to you. But also, what's strange it may seem, we also have to accept that you will receive that desired, whatever it may be. So you have to allow yourself to accept that situation. If you don't accept it, it won't happen. So do not be surprised if something happens. Never be surprised. It's a natural law of nature. You deserve that. If you've created all the things that are necessary to bring and attract that to you, you deserve it. It's yours. Don't treat it as something strange. It's yours. And be grateful. Celebrate receiving with a feeling of love and gratitude. Because gratitude and appreciation are really one of the most natural, nature's natural laws. Very important. So ask, believe, and receive. We've spoken about love and the power of love, and love is a most powerful frequency with almost the highest vibration. Enlightenment, I believe, is the highest vibration. But the most important thing one has to do is love yourself. Really love yourself. That's not become sort of, you know what I mean, not a private don or anything like that, but just love yourself genuinely. Very important. And also love others, love thy neighbors, as some religions say, but of whatever term you're comfortable with, because love is really nature's magic potion. It sort of binds everything through that nothingness to create harmony and progress for all of us. And harmony and progress, even in China, the harmonious way of doing things, from the years ago, that is, does make a difference. Harmony and progress, very important. And allow, as I mentioned before, allow your heart, and mind to be totally congruent with each other. Allow them to be in tune. Allow them to understand and also pick up and help your intuition to do all the things you want to do. So Aidil Ahmed said, self-love is the highest frequency that attracts you to everything you want. Whatever form of self-love that is, it's up to you to decide. But surely, if you feel that's appropriate, whatever you feel is appropriate. And as you can see on the little diagram to the right here, enlightenment is the top, but love is very, very high up of the frequency. And it's those frequencies, I'm gonna say, if you can, once you're enlightened, well, my goodness, you're away, but certainly love is something that we can easily attach ourselves to, but at the same time, you know, not go over the top and be just totally self-indulgent. And appreciation is a form of love. Not only appreciate ourselves, but appreciate the success of others. Really, because so many people, they get very jealous of others. No point. Appreciate their success and appreciate when people do things that are good, because that helps you appreciate the wonders of the universe and also the wonders of nature here on Earth. Very, you know, it's so magical, the whole process we live in, that we sometimes forget that. And also appreciation creates an attraction. That's right. I know that sounds very selfish, but if you appreciate something, that creates a form of attraction from whatever you're appreciating. Just a thought, a different way of looking at things, maybe. So to quote Alan Cohen, appreciation is the highest form of prayer, whatever form of way that may be. It doesn't matter, you know, we're religious, non-religious, or anything. For it acknowledges the presence of good, wherever you shine the light of your thankful thoughts. Just a thought. Now, gratitude, always count our blessings. Showing gratitude is a way of, well, just thank you, showing gratitude. It's best practice, a way of life, really. You know, the Brits always say thank you. I don't know why, but they well, certainly worked out in the old days. And I think the more gratitude and thankfulness we show, the more opportunities seem to come our way. I know in some cultures, thank yous are, you know, gratitude is nothing, you just take it for example. But I think that's missing really in the way of in a let's say useful, positive way of living. But there again, we're all different, no right or wrong. But certainly from my viewpoint, being grateful for something makes a big, big difference. As Eckhart Tolle said, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. So appreciate what we have as individuals. And if when you appreciate the goodness that you've been able to do in your life or within yourself or whatever it may be, it helps you bring more abundance into your life. Imagination, my goodness, what would we do without imagination? Oh, it saved many a poor soul imagination. But the gift of imagination allows us to create whatever we can imagine. As I said before, with a phone, someone had to imagine this before. I'm saying even a biro pen, people had to imagine how to do it before. So imagination and visualization are so powerful, we can see, feel and see the results of what we imagine. So when we can amplify these frequencies, it just makes it more creatable, if you wish. It makes the desire just more real. It helps us to become or amplify, I suppose, in a way, what we're feeling. So just imagine and believe and visualize. So important, visualization. A couple more quotes. I like doing quotes because I'm a pretty visual person myself. I prefer looking at pictures, much easier. And so whatever in your life you create, you must first create in your imagination. Yeah, that's true. And my good friend Einstein says, imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. And we have so many coming attractions in our lives, as long as we can imagine it. Mind you, sometimes we get things that turn up unexpectedly. Well, great, accept it and build on it. That's the way it should be. Being happy and feeling good. We've mentioned this slightly before. So happiness is a continuum of the journey of being happy, if that makes sense. So happiness is a continuum of the journey of being happy. So if you can be happy all the time, personally, I live in the moment. Sometimes I get thrown out of that moment and just I think, oh, hang on a sec, go back to the moment and be happy. But being happy and feeling good is really helpful to me. And I do hope that feeling happy and feeling good is helpful to all of us. And no matter what happens, whatever in our circumstance, because we're all on different journeys, please endeavor to think good thoughts, because good thoughts actually bring on further good thoughts. And it's also a precondition within this process, if you wish, of allowing things to materialize. So if it's good, you're happy, you've got what you want. You don't want to bring bad things to you. You don't want to be unhappy and bring the unhappiness to you. So it's important to be happy. And being happy and feeling good is one of the universe's greatest gifts to manifest. You know, it is when you're happy, you're happy. Happy. Why not? Life's too short not to be unhappy. So now this is a fact. I can't remember his name now. Anyway, happy feelings will attract more happy circumstance. That's so true. It's just the way it is. Like attracts like. Happy attracts happy. You know, boring attracts boring, I believe someone said in China the other day. I can't believe that. Just don't think boring. You know, think happy, think fun. And the better you feel, the more you'll allow to come into your life. Just a thought that. Now, we've spoken about the unconscious earlier, so we won't go into the fourth dimension, but the fourth dimension is space-time, and that's one of the things, the Einstein's dimension. So once you stretch your mind to understanding or feeling that there's something different in your life, you'll never go back to how you felt before. So as you see in this diagram, if you wish, on the left-hand side, you've got space-time, a representation of space-time, which, wow, it's really difficult to explain. And then, of course, we have on the right, we have our ethereal bodies, our spiritual bodies, our frequency bodies, of which there are many, many dimensions, actually. But if we can just allow ourselves to go to those other dimensions, even just allowing our intuition to experience it without our conscious knowing it, that can help us so much in the future. So your unconscious already knows what's going on. Einstein, with his quantum entanglement, so you have the same frequencies attracting each other. And for those people who appreciate frequency, this is something to be loved and to be honored and to be cherished. Socrates, my good friend Socrates, where you focus your mind is where your energy is. And the secret of change is to focus all your energy, not on fighting old things, but creating the new, which is really what he's saying is use your imagination for something positive in the future. Good man, Socrates. So just for a few moments, let's ponder on what we've spoken about. Let us ponder on those points we've been through. And there's no right or wrong, but I'd like you to think, what are the three most important things for you at this moment? Okay, we haven't finished yet, so I just want you to think about it, perhaps write it down on the 3 points that maybe are the ones that you would like to think about consciously at this moment. And I'll give you a brief reminder in case you didn't have a screenshot. Here we are. And perhaps write in the chat what you think. You can just put the numbers to say, putting all down. Whether it's thoughts become things, whether it's a power of love, whether it's a power of happiness, whether it's the power of attention, or the ability to receive, or belief. Just in your own mind, think of the 3 ones that you think would focus on at the moment. We have 2 more descriptions to go through, and it may change. There's no right or wrong. Just think about it for the moment. So what I'd like to do now is another brief, very brief description of the same thing, but in a different perspective. And let's see how we go with this one, all right? So let's, to begin with, we should always relax and make the mind still. Very important. Some call it meditation, some call it stillness. I call it in the moment where there's no problem with anything else, you know? And you have to be sure, know exactly what you want. So you have to, if you remember, we have to describe it very clearly, think it very clearly, know it very clearly. And then we make the requests, so we visualize it, and with the more details, the better. So, you know, with my mobile phone, I'll visualize saying, oh, say, well, make it with a beautiful camera, see the camera exactly, make it an Apple 29 or something, a long time to wait for that, but whatever it may be, visualize it exactly, more details, make it clear, very clear in your own mind. Now you can write your wish or request down, but always write it down on a piece of paper, make it very, very clear so you can see exactly what it is. You must use a positive term. No, must not be negative. Use a very positive term. And imagine, excuse me, and imagine it's happening now. So I have my Apple iPhone 26 Pro Max now. Got another 16 years to wait, but okay. But I've got to imagine I have it now, and I've got to feel it and think it, speak it as if I've actually got it in my hand, speaking to it, and just know that I already have it. And also be very thankful. I've got it. It's great, fantastic. Thank you. Wow, where did this come from? But always be thankful, because when you thank, when you're thankful for something, you show gratitude. Your mind actually is motivated to create more creating. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But the mind creates more creating. Yeah, whatever words you want to use for that, but it creates more creating, whatever that may be, but it does. But also trust yourself with the manifestation. And when you trust yourself, that self-trust, self-love, whatever it may be, just helps create that manifestation more quickly. So a much simpler way of doing things. So that's a 2-slide overview. So you have to relax, be sure, make the request, write it down, feel it, know it has manifested now. Thank you, show gratitude. Thank you, it's happened. And trust in your subconscious to know that it's happened, or what has happened, basically. So let's have another little breakout moment. I'm saying that was very simple. I hope I didn't shock you too much with that. A very simple way of putting it. We still have one more description to go, though, which may put an even more different view on things. So let's go for a breakout again in the chat and just write down. There's no right or wrong before. It all depends how we feel at that moment, what strikes us at that moment that makes it important for us. So here we go. Darko, can you check the chat room for me? There we are, everyone.
From previous, it left an answer from Michael Lamb. He says, I'm always close to success, but then something always goes wrong.
Okay. I'm saying I am not I'm not, whoever is manifesting for us up there. But from my experience, if things do not actually happen in the way the one wishes them to happen, you do not have one does, not you personally, Michael, or whoever it may be, but I believe that one doesn't necessarily have the belief it's going to be right. You don't necessarily have the let's say the feeling it's going to be right, and one doesn't necessarily have the knowing that it's going to be okay. So there's all these things thrown together. It's that how can I explain frequency? It's that feeling, that love, that knowing, that feeling the whole thing process that you're actually being successful, wherever it may be. That it's actually something that is going to happen, that you're not put off by other things, not you personally, but whoever. And yeah, so it's really believing, it's taking all those things on. It may help you even more after we've been through the third The third description, that something will jump out at you and allow your unconscious to accept it. Do not think consciously about it. Allow your unconscious to just allow you to let something come in and let it come out naturally, slowly later. If that makes sense. I hope that's helpful. But I think after the third description, you may find something that grabs you, that makes it right. Thank you for that. Darko.
Okay, yes. Adrian is asking, is there a dream beyond? Oh, okay, Adrian.
So sometimes people don't fully get into the frequency, and something that might stop people from getting fully into the frequency is, well, if I achieve that dream or that success, what happens after it? Nothing, or death. So it's important we have a dream after the dream. If there's no bigger dream after the dream or a bigger goal after the goal, sometimes people will self-sabotage or procrastinate, or they won't fully get into the frequency because, well, if I achieve this dream, what's next? Like an Olympic medalist getting a gold medal. As I get close to that gold medal, what's next? So sometimes there's fear of achieving success, and that'll stop someone from getting into the full frequency. That's all. So have a bigger dream beyond your dream.
Good point, Adrian. Well done.
Okay. Then Tadej says energy and vibration. So that was the 5. And Jay says true belief that it will happen is paramount.
Yes, that's a very true fact. It's a combination of all these things that make it work for you as an individual, really. But I think Adrian had a very good point about this this secondary belief that maybe the unknown after being successful. Yeah, but Jay, yeah, totally right. Anyone else like to make a point? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
is there something like that when you look back, like the near look at your closest success that creates this power for you to go on, to drive you on? It's more like like appreciation when you are aiming at some goals, right? But you have already achieved some, so when you for me my situation is I always feel very, I always expecting, and I believe in some things because I already achieved 80% of it, or maybe like 75% of it. So when I look at this achievement like repeatedly, well, that feels so good. I mean, it keeps me driving like crazy, all the time. I always that's what I think of it's almost like the power of appreciation, or it could be feel good, like the power of happiness and feeling good. It's in between the two, but it's a little bit different, I think, because these are the results of it, right? But when you look at count your blessings, you look at your achievements. That's what I was trying to say. It's not like something you owned. It's more like you already tried. You had a try. You let go, and you had to try. You thought you could get it, but you couldn't get it 100%, and you get like 65 of it. But you're gonna get it there. So is that the power of appreciation, or is that a power of feeling good? That was what was in my mind. Though I wanted to express something, because earlier you were talking about you have a cell phone and you think about it and you believe in it. I think I'm a little bit before that. I don't think about what I already have. I think about what I'm gonna have. But I know I already have 65% of it. It is not like you already have it. The feeling is different. It's more
okay.
Yeah, it's like that. So
Yes,
just
yeah.
one feeling to share. That's the point about it. It's no way to take away. Sorry.
Well, I would like to offer you something, Claire, if I may. What's
Mhm.
gone wrong here? And that is, it's an old NLP saying, and it says, if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. So what I would say for you, if you feel it's appropriate, reboot the computer, forget all those things that you've spoken about, and start again. Does that make sense?
Oh, that is a totally different angle. I didn't expect that. I thought you would encourage me. Wow, that's good. That's
No.
a totally different angle. It's like whatever I'm trying to get, it doesn't deserve my attention at all. You know, maybe it's not worth purchasing. It's not worth pursuing. Well, that's totally different. It's a different angle. But then but I really appreciate it. I never heard of it before. I thought I expect something different because this is a twist. maybe I will give it up. You know,
Well,
recently
just
I've been working on, for example, this butterfly swimming. I aim at a very athletic style, which I think I was trying to sharpen it for real. I'm not like 100% there. I'm not even 70%, but I'm 65. So, you know, like, and this really encouraged me a lot, make me feel very confident. But the goal, if we look at it from your point of view, it could be totally something doesn't deserve pursuing. It could be. I mean, that's my understanding. Yeah, I mean, I will think about it. I'll think about it.
Claire, whatever you do is totally up to you. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
You know, there's no judgment from anyone at all.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else quickly? I have to move on.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, William.
Yeah. Hello, Bill.
Yeah. I think this kind of method to manifest the results you want. It could not 100% guarantee you can get the results. Just like you want to be the world champion to win the Olympic gold medal. If you have this kind of method, so the power of attention, asking, or the power of love, you can get the best of yourself when you do something. You can get your best result. That doesn't mean you really can be the world champion in the result, but it can make you to show your best, to do your best, get the best result of yourself. Because the real result also depends on a lot of facts, a lot of things you cannot control that can also influence the results.
Yes, Bill.
Yeah, that's my feeling. Yeah.
Well, you're quite right, of course, but we're talking the ideal situation, and it's up to you what you want to imagine you can get, you know, and it's within your imagination that creates something practical for you personally. Yeah, so well done. Yeah, so I don't disagree with you at all, but it's to the individual.
I think
of course.
Adrian actually also he wrote something very interesting in the chat. You know, it's like it doesn't matter how much you're trying to attract to become a unicorn. You know, you can just not become the unicorn, or you're switching your perspective and just put a dress on. You know, and have a costume of a uniform, then you come close to it. But actually, I think in this case, it's always also about action. And I think that William also mentioned that, you know, the first thing, of course, is a thought. But there must be also like a setup and action towards it to be able to do it. Just sitting there and wishing for something might not work in some cases. I wanted to actually, what I thought was very powerful is also first of all, like for me, one of the most powerful frequencies is love. So, and there was a mention that one of the highest frequencies is love, but it's not the highest, you said. So what is above there? What is higher than love? That is interesting.
Joy and enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Okay, interesting.
I think it's it's open to interpretation, of course, because no one knows exactly what's what. But the consensus of opinion, enlightenment is the highest vibration at this level we're talking about. I'm saying the higher vibrations, of course. But what from an operational point of view, from a human being, that's about the best we can get. But there is if you go back to a slide. You can see that there's a diagram of the different frequencies, from shame to the bottom, I think, coming from memory, to enlightenment at the top. So yeah, it's just a thought. It's just a visual interpretation of frequency, really. Okay, is that
and
okay?
Then the other question.
Yeah.
Yes, and the other question, if you don't mind, is like, what would you suggest? Like, is like how to do a consistent vibration. So what is like the way to be consistently vibrating something? Is this the intention? Is this like the clarity of what we desire that is actually bringing a clear vibration? Or like because sometimes we wish for something with our mind, but maybe our subconsciously, like the person before suggested, right, is not ready for it. So even though we are thinking we deserve something, or we are thinking, or we're having a dream, we might vibrate different from what our conscious mind is doing. A subconscious mind and the conscious mind are doing like opposing vibrations. So,
well, in the words of someone who has to think before they answer the question, I'd say that's a very interesting question. So I can only answer from my own point of view, and then to focus on what I wish to do, actually focus on the nature's energy, if you wish, which is abundant all around us. And if you have the ability to feel energy, which you may or may not do, feel between your hands, you can play with it, what have you. Gradually, you can build that, and it'll come through. It's coming through now, like a vibration through the body. Okay, and then you can use that as a focus to whatever you wish to do it for. There's different things for different people, I'm afraid, Yolanda. I cannot. There's no magic one all thing for that, but I think. That's it. Once you get the feel of the energy around you, then you can focus on something you wish to focus on. I'm sorry, I can't be more clear than that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, lovely. Well, let's move on.
I guess it's just about getting more clear.
Getting more.
No, it's okay. Yes, move on. I think it's just about really, like, as one of your steps showed, like, get more clarity in your intention and in your goals. And so, yeah, that might be the first step anyway. Yeah. Yeah,
well, I would say gather on the energy within yourself first, and that'll help you go towards what you want. But that's just my interpretation. All right. We're all, no matter what we do, we're all right. Okay. Right. We'll carry on then, shall we? Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you. Okay, so my favorite Einstein, as many of you know, and he says everything in life is vibration. So now we're going to have a different perspective on how the law of attraction works, okay? Like attract life, if you feel excited, enthusiastic, passionate, happy, joyful, appreciative, abundant, crazy, you send out positive energy. And that attracts the same sort of thing back to you. But the reverse is also true. Someone mentioned me yesterday that in China, they're talking about boring attracts boring, which it does. And anxiety attracts anxiety. And when you're stressed and angry and resentful, or sad, you're sending out negative energy, and that brings back negative energy to you. So it's like attracts like, really. Now, that's the quantum entanglement, those two there, that one there. Now, Steve Harvey, he's one of these show hosts in America. Even he's into it, you know, the Americans are into what we're into. And like attracts like, you have to understand you are a magnet. We are all magnets. We either attract people or repel people, or attract things or repel things. So it's up to us, in actual fact, the frequency, whichever way we turn that frequency, whether that works for us or works against us. So belief and action. Believing means having a very positive expectancy, and what you ask for will be delivered. So you're going to have that belief again. And also, as you understand, you'll have action as well. You know, this is very important. And you must accept that you have put your faith in the powers much greater than just within your own body. You know, there are things that go on around us we know nothing about, you know. We have an idea of how it may work, but we certainly don't know what it really means. And you've got to decide with complete certainty that you want what you want will actually happen. So our beliefs determine our actions, and it is our consistent actions that will produce results. That's Billy Cox. I don't know Billy Cox. And you were talking about before the belief cycle. So you believe in the potential, and you have to act towards it and get results. That's a very simple diagrammatic thing of that. And this is what it says: match what you request in vibrational feeling. I know that's difficult to explain yet again, but you've got to imagine it, create the vibration within your mind of what that is, and it'll come to you. It's rather like a wireless tower, if you wish, a radio transmitter, and you're sending it to a receiver, and the receiver receives it, but then comes towards you. It's difficult to visualize, but it actually does. That's the way it works. And to receive what you're asking for, you must become a vibrational match, which we know we've talked about before, for what you want, to bring it into your own life. And the best way to match vibration and what you're asking for is to focus, as we mentioned before, positive emotions: love, joy, gratitude, appreciation, all the way through. Make your day a day of positive love, joy, gratitude, and appreciation. And then naturally, all those things will come to you anyway. And you should also practice and feel those various emotions. Now, you know, practice it, feel it, be happy, be joyful, be fun, show people your thanks, show people your appreciation. And also as if you've already received what you have, what you want. Let's read this. The law of attraction is all about vibration. Everything is vibrational. Your thoughts, your ideas, every being. You will draw to you whatever vibration matches yours, wanted or unwanted. So remember that you're the transmitter. You're a magnet. What you're feeling brings to you what you're feeling. And your thoughts determine your desires. They're very potent thoughts. You know, they are energies. We've mentioned this energy before, and yeah, as I mentioned, this theory of nothingness, if you wish. Even though we're here, we have nothing between all these bits between us, that actually send out all the vibration frequencies between us all. It's very hard to believe because we've been brought up in a different way of thinking things. We bring the physical way in the third dimension. Well, in actual fact, we are perhaps living in a fourth, or amongst us, the fourth, fifth, sixth, even seventh dimension that we know nothing about yet. There's that fourth dimension that creates this space-time situation that allows us to commune vibrationally frequently with the various frequencies of other things. And thoughts about what we think about today will affect everything that happens tomorrow or the day after, whenever it may be. Now, I'm a great believer in the moment. So this moment, that's this moment, that was that moment just now. But, you know, you don't have to worry about or worry about the future or worry about the past. if you're thinking good thoughts now, and good thoughts now, and happy now, it'll always be happy and good thoughts. It'll come to you naturally. So it's always important to think in a positive way that aligns with what you eventually want to wish for, or want to experience in life. So it's not only objects we create, it's experiences, it's feelings, it's relationships. Everything that comes to us emanates from our own way of thinking, our own frequencies. Paul Mayer, whatever you vividly imagine, ardently desire, sincerely believe, and enthusiastically act upon, it must inevitably come to pass. As we know, that's physics. Always dream big. Bill was talking about dreaming big and what have you. Always dream big. Never hold back or censor your dreams. Always go, within the probabilities and practicalities. It's not necessary to know every step of the process to get to your desire. It's simply a matter of deciding and using all those 15 points at the same time, or within your understanding them, that will bring you exactly what you want. It's a simply matter of deciding what you want, having a well-formed outcome, a well-defined goals, but with the feelings and the vibration of the thing you want, basically, and be open to all possibilities, because you need to watch for the signs that it's happening, and know that's happened, and then it will happen. And you're not limited. Buddha, the root of all suffering is attachment. So if you can let go of all the bad things in one's life, or allegedly the bad things in one's life, so many things will come to you. And believe in your dreams and dream big. And when you've done that, as Adrian says, even dream bigger. Goodness me, just the sky's the world's your limit. The universe is your limit, really, within practical terms. It's always useful to use regular positive affirmations, So positive affirmations have been used since time immemorial, but they certainly do work, and it's very useful to have, whenever you think positively, affirm positively, because your thoughts and your words create things, and it's how you show yourself to the world. It's how you show yourself to everyone around you, and also with one's own self-transformation. Positive affirmations are very, very important, and it's very key in creating what you want in your life, and what you want, what you want to attract to yourself in your life. So be open to change. Give up freely what no longer serving you. So if it's well, in the old days, practically you would say if it's ugly, if it doesn't work, if it's not useful, just throw it out. So so create space for what you want that comes into your life. And when you change your thoughts, you can change anything. Clarify your dreams, another way of doing it. Your dreams and goals should have no limits at all. So just dream on. And really, we create our own world of happiness and abundance. It's just out there waiting for us, as long as we can think in that way, have a positive way of looking at things, and encouraging that to come with us, and come to us. Yeah, and as we said before, write down your list of goals and desires that you wish to accomplish. It's another way of describing things, another way of making it very clear what you want, make it clear to your own mind, make it clear to also to know what you don't want in many ways when you write it down. Goals are dreams with deadlines. That's true. And wish it, plan it, do it, and like it. Visualization, again, is a fantastic manifesting tool, and anyone can do it. It's easy, You just create it within your mind. Whatever you want, you know, they've got down here promotion, friends, climate, Mount Everest, whatever it is, you know, within your own physical restraints, obviously. Whatever you want, just visualize it, focus on it, have all the feelings for it, believe it's been accomplished, and it will come to you. But it's very difficult doing that because, you know, as Adrian said, for example, there may be something after you've done that, you think, oh my goodness, what's going to happen then? Don't think about that. Just focus on what you want at that moment. At what you want at that moment. What you want then that's happening now that you appreciate and be thankful for. And it can help in all areas of life. Many successful people have used visualization to get exactly what they want in life and have been very successful at it. But of course, many people have visualized the wrong things. It's gone the wrong way. Now, visualize to materialize. Now, I'm not, I'm British, as you probably know. And when you visualize, you materialize. Now, we have a certain member of the royal family who wasn't in the royal family, but also always wanted to be a princess and always had visions to be part of the royal family. Now, in actual, how much has this visualization created her future for her? I wonder. Just a thought. It's just for fun, but my goodness, it does fit in with some of the patterns, and also, you know, this is a positive way for the person, but negative way for other people. Many people have been put to one side if they're not useful. You know, when you don't want them, just chuck it out the window and dream big. And this person has certainly dreamt big. But anyway, so it can be used for good, can be used for bad. So just be careful what you wish for again. As we know, the law of attraction gives us infinite possibilities. And we talked about this before, joy and abundance. If we allow it to, we have to allow things to happen to ourselves to actually allow it to happen. That sounds crazy, but it's true. And we can use it to make our lives work in any way we want. Sculpture we got here, but we can do it however we want it. It's our desire, it's our wish. Hopefully for positive intent, because generally if you've got it for negative intent, it all goes wrong at the end of the day. It will work for a time, but then it goes topsy-turvy, unfortunately. Nothing is new. Everything, you know, I said it before, nothing's new. Everything's been happened before. And if you want to see yourself live in abundance, you can attract it. And what you think is what you become. So it's another description of what you feel, what you attract, and what you imagine you create. It's something that we've spoken about a couple of times before, well, twice before actually. So it just puts it in, and that's the Buddha. Who's it then? Louise Hay, Loretta Byrne, and the Buddha. An important aside, when you wish good things for others, good things come back to you. Law of nature, Buddha. Think about that. It's that appreciation of others. So this is my own little points, if I may indulge myself for a moment. Enjoy the moment. Always enjoy the moment, because this moment's very important. And every moment is very important. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. No matter which moment it is. Sometimes it's difficult, I know that, but enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Be happy. Be loving. And also treat others as you would wish to be treated yourselves. In many spiritual religions, they have this within their code of conduct. And random acts of kindness, I'm a great believer in that. They do and can make a very big difference and cost nothing or very little in many cases. And you can always forgive, but sometimes we have to be a little cruel to be a little kind. So being good is not, or being helpful to other people, sometimes is not always good. We have to be a little kind to get them back on the path that they wish to, or we feel would help them become a better person. But your future is in your hands, you know that. And the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Well, you said that many, many times during this presentation. And it's something that's a Buddha again. You know, we're all on the same track, everyone is. Now, every thought in every moment creates. I think that's important. As I mentioned before, this moment is the next moment in our lives, and this is the next moment, and this is the next moment. So we're all living in one moment at a time. So if we make the most of every moment, I mean every moment, even the moment now, the moment now even, as life is finite, we will make the most of our life so that our DNA hopefully lives on. And your future moment is in the mortality, and some of us do not have future DNA, but certainly in the thoughts that we share can have influence others, and therefore that influence may go on to create a difference in someone else's life. And the ability, we must help others, be a catalyst for harmony. That's important. Harmonious relationships do make a big difference. One moment, from the song again. That's it. So just one final thought. Just to say, I'm a Freeman of the City of London. As I say, a self-certified in the moment practitioner, long-time member of the British Chambers of Commerce in UK and China. And of course, with Adrian's community, or the Motivate Community Forever Learning. But I must say, love is almost the highest frequency, almost the highest frequency. But when the love of power, or when the power of love rather, overcomes the love of power, then hopefully the world will become a more peaceful place. So, good luck, good fortune to you all. I do hope this session has been useful. I do hope you picked up something within your unconscious or even conscious way that will help you to achieve all the things you want to achieve. But also know that your unconscious always looks after you. Your unconscious will have absorbed as much of this presentation as is useful to you, and that will gradually come out to your conscious level and being a useful way to you, but already your unconscious is looking after you. So good luck, good fortune, and any questions?
Boom! You made it here! Good on you. Make sure you click the subscribe button below and check out the playlist at the end. If you'd like to come along to our Sunday sessions where we host a live free Q&A for our students and members, you're welcome. I'll see you there.